And a pleasant good morning to you here from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Monday, October the 14th. We've had a big NFL Sunday. Hopefully, you had a bigger and better NFL Sunday than I did yesterday, but we'll get back at them today. We'll preview Monday Night Football tonight, but of course, the big story is going to be the Major League Baseball playoffs here on Monday with a day game or a late afternoon game for you out east and a day game here in the west with the Mets and the Dodgers. After these Dodgers keep the Mets with a bunch of goose eggs. 33 consecutive innings, the greatest run of any pitching staff in the history of National League Baseball. And of course, moving in on the all-time record as well. The National League record was set in 1905 by the New York Giants, and the Dodgers are mowing them down like every pitcher on the team is Cy Young at this point. Wow, they've got a bullpen game today. It'll probably throw another shutout at the Mets. The Dodgers on a roll right now in the Major League playoffs. Hats off to those guys. Mets couldn't get much done there. How about in the National Football League yesterday? Big games. I started hot, certainly here on the air. Yeah, I went against Team Steam, but I could have used your help the rest of the day. I took it on the chin after the convincing victory by the Bears yesterday over the Jags 35-16 with Caleb Williams. He was thrilling us while we were on the air yesterday. Trevor Lawrence, 234 yards, but it's all in mop up or emergency comeback mode as the Jaguars are now 1-5 right now. They're in big trouble and they're stuck in London with a coach doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. How about Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers? Had to be a big story yesterday with his 4 touchdown passes. How about 8 consecutive games from Love with at least 2 touchdowns right now, making an impact with the pack is Jordan Love. Packers doesn't hurt when you can rush for almost 200 yards as well. How about the Colts and the Titans? That's one we certainly had zeroed in on yesterday with the Colts and the under. One of the only sweeps we had on the NFL board yesterday. Flacco got named the starter at the last minute. That made me feel a little bit better, a little more confident. 189 yards, 2 touchdowns for Joe Flacco, and the Titans are 1-4, and they've got a mess with Levis at quarterback. But one of the best stories yesterday was the performance of Drake May. Yeah, he also got all of his yards pretty much when the Texans were way ahead of the Patriots in a 41-21 victory. CJ Stroud, you know what? His numbers don't pop off the page at all, except for the wins. Stroud does it by making everyone around him better. Just 191 yards, but 3 touchdowns. No Nico, no problem. You got Tank Dell there, and the Titans continue the Texans continue to roll. Joe Mixon had 100 yards in the game. The Texans defense were taking the ball away, and Drake May did have 243 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, 2 picks, but going to earn another start, that's for sure, with uh, Drake May in there for the Patriots. Baker Mayfield's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, undoubtedly. He did throw 3 picks, including a pick 6, but with 325 yards and 4 touchdowns, and take him over at least 25 other quarterbacks in the league at this point. You get some great help with Godwin, 200 yards receiving, and Sean Tucker is on the radar with 136 yards rushing. The Saints, they're not what they were earlier. They've had some woes for sure, a lot of injuries for sure. We saw my man Olave get knocked in that game a little bit. Browns lose to the Eagles 20-16. This Browns offense is anemic. The Eagles got to Watson 5 times, and Hurts passed for 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Sirianni, he had some things to say after the game, and they weren't in the press conference. Coach, try to coach the team. You guys, you got bigger problems than wanting to get involved and get engaged with the fans right now. You're lucky you got your job currently, but the Eagles get that one over the Browns. The books were whining for sure, saying that other than some of those games, the books got taken to the cleaners here yesterday. That's what the books are claiming with the NFL results. About Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels hooking up for a terrific battle. Jackson, 360 all-purpose yards. Daniels, 269 yards, 2 touchdowns. Washington couldn't stop the good teams. That's going to be apparent. They're a fun, nice team to watch, and hopefully they'll get some improvement defensively. But the Ravens right now, certainly looking among the top teams. Yesterday afternoon, we saw the Steelers knock out the Raiders for sure. You got the Raiders near the bottom of the heap right now. The Steelers, pretty good performance, but I think they take advantage of a bad team here. I got caught up in some of these bad teams trying to make strides. So what we saw there was Najee Harris with a big game. Steelers, 3 takeaways. O'Connell did pass for 227 and a touchdown, but an interception as well. The Lions roll, but one of the biggest stories of the day, Aiden Hutchinson with a compound fracture of his leg. He'll miss the regular season. Maybe he could make it back for the Super Bowl given the timetable, but right now, really a bummer and a big impact injury there for the Lions. I don't know if it's going to affect them too much. One of the best teams, certainly, in the league. The Lions rolled the Cowboys. Yeah, maybe that was a sharp trap. I don't know. I wasn't too sharp. I hope the sharps weren't on them. The Lions, 4 sacks, 3 takeaways. Worst Dallas loss in 35-plus years or so. They're 0-3 at home. Seeing some steam right now from the NFL coming in right now on the Broncos and the Saints. Game total over 37. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see the Saints coming in here with changing. Maybe they'll be healthier this week, I guess maybe is what that's saying right now. Also says a little bit for Bo Nix and the Broncos. They lost to my Chargers 23-16. Jim Harbaugh missed the start of the game with a heart arrhythmia. He's considering having another procedure. He's already had 2 procedures for his irregular heartbeat issues that have been around for about 15 years, and he might need a third one is what it's sounding like here, especially given his excitement levels. The Chargers led 23-0. Bo Nix did pass for 216 yards. He rushed for 61 more. He completed 15 consecutive passes 15 passes in the fourth quarter. I talk about his percentage can be decent, and I think there's hope for Nix. The Chargers had 6 players basically in and out of the lineup. So they continue to look pretty decent here and convinced me. I thought the Broncos were in a good situation. I took the Broncos in that game, but the Chargers, ooh la la, Vidal, 30-yard touchdown catch. He was supposed to be on the radar for fantasy players getting that extra playing time. And also, J.K. Dobbins had a big run and ended up with 100 yards. Chargers 11 of 18 on third down. The Chargers are 3-2 right now, looking okay in the West. All right, a couple other final. We saw the Falcons drub the Carolina Panthers. Kirk Cousins 225 yards. The Panthers are 1-5. And last night, you guys are teasing me in the chat. I shouldn't be tired after that game put you to sleep. 17-7. Bengals over the Giants. Joe Burrow, the 47-yard touchdown run. Chase Brown burst onto the scene. Actually, a couple good games in a row for Brown. Joey B, 200 yards passing. We were playing some props last night, and I got lucky with some half times. That's just it. You got to watch the games. I'm there with the crew. Pulled some winners out of my you-know-what at the end of the night with Burrow to go over 197 yards there in the second half, or total, but I played him in the second half there yesterday, and we had another winner as well. So tonight we'll talk about it. Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, both teams having some injury woes. Certainly the Jets have their own issues trying to get acclimated with their coaching change situation here this week, but they are taking the attention of the handicappers, it feels like, with the Jets here tonight. And still, these are the games that I pretty much got fooled on this weekend. You got the questionable team as a home dog in a position where they could make some noise against a more established team that does have some question marks. And I think that's what we're looking at tonight with the Bills and the Jets. It's got to be better than last night's game for sure. Let me say hello and thank you. Welcome in everybody in the chat as we get rolling with our show here today. Want to greet everybody on a Monday here, including Old E. He's got the Bills tonight to cash a big parlay. I'm always, what I try to do on situations like this, Old E, is you got the Bills here. You say, -1.5. So you're already, lined up for, a little bit of a great price there, right? Because, we know, well, I guess right now the Bills are -1.5 still. In fact, I think they're -1. So I don't know if I can say it like that. So I think the fact that you're not getting technically the best price possible, even though I don't know what the odds of the other 5 legs there were. But what I try to do is I try to fold around, taking points with the Jets, so you could maybe even get a little bit of a middle if you get a return of $2,500 or so. You can kind of buy up the Jets a little bit with taking a few points. You kind of wish it was a little bit higher, and that way you could make it a little bit cheaper. But that's when I try to hedge out of those. I don't necessarily just draw the line. I try to make it massage it a little bit. That way you can maybe score a little more, especially a sharp gambler like yourself. Big Scott's here today. Everybody help me out. I need some winners. Quite frankly, after yesterday's NFL performance, we did have some other sports with a few wins, but not too many. So we did have the Dodgers here on the show yesterday with an easy win. Hello to Lando and hello to Dave. He says, Pat Surtain, we saw him go out shortly after Harbaugh, it felt like, and the Dodgers win as well. Nicholas Handy here today. Jermaine is here. Thank you for coming in, stopping by. Our Tomps, hello. Robert McCormick, as always. Justin is here. Robert Reederer today, thank you. Matt D, he says Chargers made the Broncos. I'm okay. I think Denver just had a long way to go here this season. And look, Chargers are the team that, like I said, I am a little bit high on the chart. Yeah, I went against him yesterday. I thought that was the spot for the Broncos. Wasn't on the air. In fact, I didn't give it out anywhere. I just bet the Broncos. So just to let you know, Ramon picked so many games. I didn't give out a pick anywhere other than the Broncos, other than betting the Broncos. So sometimes I just bet the game, and maybe it shows I wasn't having as confident of a day coming in. But what can I say? The Chargers right now playing well. Remember what I said earlier in the season? I'm in on Harbaugh. I mean, this is my guy. It was a little bit awkward yesterday, especially awkward at the end of the first game with John Harbaugh. It wasn't anything, if he would have known the situation, he probably could have finished the press conference, but he knows his brother's heart difficulties. So I think what's happened there is he broke his press conference early to try to go check up on his brother. So, all right, let me see here. I thought, really want to check on something here real quick and see if we had some high-speed sports wire news, but maybe we didn't. All right, I'll keep plugging away here. Nothing yet. Nothing. We did have a steam move in college football. Kennesaw State. I didn't even look. I looked at the schedule certainly, but I don't have the Kennesaw State opponent. They are getting 10 points here, taking some steam right now. Maybe I could reach back here and kind of grab the college schedule for next week. Give it the once over here. I've already played a few games for next week, maybe out of frustration when I was watching those morning games. Anything, I don't know if you guys know that, follow it the way I do, but, the line for college football in general, FanDuel releases it pretty early, but the line mostly around 1:30 Eastern and 10:30 Pacific time on Sundays. That's when you really, Kennesaw, by the way, is playing Middle Tennessee on tomorrow. Actually, we'll preview that one tomorrow. But the line comes out at 10:30, 11 o'clock, and you can actually start to see the moves in real time when you look at the different books, including kind of DraftKings and Circa. They kind of go back and forth, and then Bet Online gets involved. And then you see the line for college football I'm talking about now kind of mold itself a little bit over about an hour or two span. Do that while I'm watching NFL football. See who else we got. Lee Anthony Quinones here today. He's still, Jaden Daniels looking pretty strong here, certainly. Matt D says the college games have been more entertaining. I think some of the NFL games that have gone off, we've certainly seen some good ones, but you get a situation last night, right? You should be. It was a game, right? The game was close, but was anybody really kind of entertained is what it feels like there with the Giants and the Bengals last night. I mean, it was going right up against a pretty hot baseball game there for a while until the Dodgers started to really pull away. And that turned out I lost a premium there on the total. I think we had it right with Flaherty yesterday dealing, but the Dodgers pound them in the end. Pound them. All right. Say hello to a few more folks. We don't have many games to talk about today, so I'm just rambling a little bit and saying hi to everyone in the chat, including Curtis Mann here today. Thank you, Curtis, for being here. Ray Otachi, hello. And any others? We'll get real quick here. If I see any hot comments from you guys in the chat. We saw Joey B hit the blue tent with a concussion, but he did come back, was cleared and it is weird, right? On some of we just saw, right? When you get the old, I don't know, maybe the concussion protocol guys should be watching TV, right? We could see when these guys really look like, right, the eyes are rolling back in their head, their arms are stiff and stuff like that, but you wonder the big news. Remember what Josh Allen did last week? I mean, everybody kind of said he talked himself back into the game after everybody knew that Josh Allen had to be concussed in that game, didn't he? Thomas says the Bills are limping into tonight's game. The Jets have issues too, and I hope we don't get an ugly one, but it might be. It can't be as ugly as last night. I get that. but a division game here. Here's a little more steam in a game here coming up with Louisiana Tech and New Mexico State. These are games that are moving right now. Tomorrow, Louisiana Tech, New Mexico State, just taking some steam here right now. Hopefully that's why you're here on the morning steam a little bit with me today. Give you these moves. Over 47.5. I don't mind that. I thought my numbers kind of said 49.5. I don't have a bet there yet, but the value's shifting away. Maybe you'll hear me call out an over tomorrow. Maybe I'll don't count me on it right now because there could be some sharp action reverse line movement that could easily take me the other way in a game like this. I'm not saying I know everything that's going on with the Louisiana Tech and New Mexico State game just yet, but there is a move to the over here on tomorrow's game between those two teams. All right, a few more folks there. Patrick is here today. Good morning. Good morning, and thank you here today for joining us. Yeah, we've got holiday action, of course, here today with, I think what we're looking at more so is it is a holiday, and happy Thanksgiving, folks, actually, to our Canadian friends. So, but it's not all Canadian teams, right? The Panthers are playing the Bruins, Utah's playing New Jersey, and some matinees here today in the NHL. Robert says we're underway in the African Cup of Unders, Cameroon and Kenya about to kick off here. I guess they have kicked off here. Here's a little more steam coming in right now. NFL next weekend, Detroit and Minnesota. Game total under 51. We're seeing a move here right now with these two for that game next week. Detroit and Minnesota. Total at 51. Let's see what it is right now. We got time to check it out. We're down to 50 at circa right now. So that one's moving lower with the Lions. That's interesting, right? Because we know one of the best players in the NFL, one of the best defensive players, is out for the rest of the season, but the game total is moving lower here right now. I don't know. I didn't look too deep into the injury situation there, but well, the total's moving lower. Detroit and Minnesota. Obviously, division game, total 50. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe, those sharps just taking numbers, taking names. All right. Who else is here? Anybody else I can say hello to? Or I'll just get going with the show. Try to promote my picks here. But Looks, thank you for joining me here today. And I think that's going to be it from the chat. Good conversation. Here's Billy Mack asking everyone or me if they like any of the soccer action today, and because that's where we're at. We're in we're in UEFA Nations League certainly today with some interesting matchups, including I think I was reading a little bit about Turkey and Iceland, France and Belgium, Albania and Georgia. Always interesting. Hello to Subhuman in the chat today. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you check us out in the community tab as well. The gang had a great time on Saturday with the UFC card. That was a big card for the guys. Here's a little bit more college football steam right now for this weekend. Georgia State and Marshall. We're going to see a few more moves for sure while we're on the air. So keep tracking these and write these down here. Georgia State and Marshall. Game total under 53 here. 53.5 moving to 53 with Georgia State and Marshall. And with it being Monday, there'll be more moves here. Does seem like it really pops off after I'm off the air here, but that's just the nature of it. All right. Hey, guys, make sure you join me over at Winnable. You can get more information from me every day, including hopefully some winners. I'm going to try to give you some winners here in just a little bit, but I'm over at winnable.com. You get more plays from me. I come on here every day, give you more than a couple plays, give you a play in every game. If you guys are going to join me here for an hour or two every day, the least I could do is try to make a pick on the show. But if you need even more picks than that, check me out over at Winnable. I've got free subscriptions over there, and maybe we can heat up and then you can subscribe to a few picks as well. What it does, it supports me here on the channel, on the show, getting up here with you guys. Look, it's nothing special. They talk it up there over on that other channel. There's and Ramon's there 7 days a week doing a show every day, but I do it because you know what? If I didn't, my life wouldn't be as rewarding if I couldn't come in here with you guys every day and do this show. For better or worse, it makes me feel good about myself. And I don't know, makes me feel like I'm not so lonely here in the satellite studios. Wow, we're popping off over here with all the bells and whistles, everything that Thomas likes here. Let's get started with the show today. We don't have a long show, but we're going to start it off, of course, I think with Major League Baseball. Come on, we got a day game today. I know we got the hockey too, but we can go in order here with our sports and our big games. We did get the semi-official word here. I guess there's always a chance the Dodgers could readjust their pitching plans a little bit here, but we saw Brazier. He's gotten the start before in some of these bullpen games, and there's no doubt the Dodgers don't have to worry tonight. They can go to this bullpen game with confidence after what we saw last night with Jack Flaherty. You have to wonder if Jack Flaherty was on the Tigers, if the Tigers right now wouldn't be in the American League Championship Series. The Dodgers, they still might be in there. But with Jack Flaherty last night, it was, I don't know, seemed like the Dodgers. What were the Tigers thinking? Didn't they know they were going to go on a massive heater at the end of the season and they'd need Jack Flaherty? Flaherty sets up the Dodgers here perfectly right now for this situation, right? They can get away with using Flaherty. Then maybe they come in with Walker Buehler after that. A lot of speculation was that Buehler could get the start. That way he could go. But why not roll out the official mode for a bullpen game and get a guy in here right now like Brazier, who's handled the role before, feels like he can handle it again here tonight with this Dodger team just on a roll. It doesn't matter who's out there dealing. The Dodgers are dealing right now. Man, these games are just popping off right now over here on a bunch of moves currently. The bookmakers are getting busy. They've arrived at work and they want to make adjustments here, it feels like this morning. I wish we could go over all of it. All right. Anyways, what can I tell you? You've been watching it here, no doubt, throughout the week. I've been watching. I've been suffering with it, the way the Dodgers mowed down the Padres. 33 consecutive scoreless innings right now for the Dodgers. Just unbelievable. One of the greatest pitching performances by a team right now in the history of the professional game. That's pretty hard to beat, no matter how you look at it. Right now, the Dodgers jumped out yesterday to a 6-0 lead. Early lead. I say it was close for an inning or two, right? And that's not a slight on the Mets here, certainly. But Muncy got that early single. Ohtani banged one off the wall. Freeman and then Mookie cleared the bases. It did feel like the Mets made a big mistake starting Kodai Senga in that game when they had, well, let's just face it, when they had probably other starters available. Maybe they didn't need to go the direction of Kodai Senga. They could have. He looked good in the first game, but pulled in the second inning 4 walks. I mean, you just can't have that in a championship game. So I think that's what's important there for the Mets now. They're really up against it. It feels like here. Looks like they made a big mistake. So, all right, that's what's going to happen here tonight. Sean Mania, I guess I could cover it from them. I guess I'm already putting the Dodgers in the World Series. I think they just won the World Series, it feels like. Let me get to your comments here. I'm just complaining about the Dodgers, it feels like. Hello to Doge here today. It was a big day for the cryptocurrencies. I was going to say they've taken a little bit of a tumble here this morning, but the cryptos were having a big weekend. It's not like I'm some crypto freak. The thing, alerts you on the phone every time it goes up if you want. All right. Jerry's in the chat. Razor's in the chat. He's got the wrench today. Thank you, Razor. Great job last night there on the show with me. He was right under me. It felt like yesterday there. All right. We're still talking a little bit there. I was rambling, and you guys are commenting in the chat, but I'm on the baseball game here. Let's see what we got. You bet Otani. Yeah, Real Madrid Doge says he wonders if Otani watches the morning steam. Of course he does. This is where, hey, he's not always looking for winners. Just wants to know what are the games I can bet on. Super true story here today. Hello, Joe Alvarado. Oh, you guys are, here's the thing about having Razor in the chat. I was kind of course, people call me Razor because I'm Ramon, and anybody knows the pro wrestling remembers Razor Ramon. Scott Hall, he's passed away now, but he was always my favorite. So when I see Razor, I mean, of course, I'm my buddy Razor, Razor Sharp, but I always responded to Razor because that's people, always said that with me. There's Razor, because I don't know, maybe I just roll with wrestling fans. Last night, pretty good show last night. Justin McKelvey here. I have to keep the wrestling off in the corner a little bit. We're not going to let me talk about wrestling during those football shows, but I still got a place in my heart for the free Sunday night telecast and Monday night. But the thing about wrestling, here's Kike over. Udaya, thank you and hello. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Thank you to everybody for your support, for maybe bearing with me on a losing day yesterday. No doubt about it. We're totally clear conscience here, know what I'm doing. And, like I said, I got caught up with a lot of those dogs. I said I was taking all these points. The points were no good yesterday. It felt like Separation Sunday for me. It felt like the good teams were able to beat down those teams that are pretenders here at this point. Thomas says Dodgers money line and over after they crushed them yesterday. No doubt. I got to go with the under again. I mean, here's the thing, gang, right? Let me see here. We got a little bit of NHL steam coming in right now. Detroit and Rangers over here. Just right now, a little bit of a move in the NHL. Going to preempt a little bit on the baseball talk and just pop that one in on you. Rangers and Red Wings game total moving higher right now. It was already 6.5, so it was 6.5 under. Maybe we're moving to 6.5 flat here, but reportedly some steam coming in. I got to go with Thomas said, or let's see, who is it? He said Dodgers and over. Look, I'm on the under. Not debate with Thomas. I'm just saying. I lost yesterday on the under. If I've got a Dodgers team that are pitching out of their mind, I probably have one team that's going to get a 0 today, and that's the New York Mets. Now, logic tells me the Mets are going to find a way to score, especially if the Dodgers are bullpenning it up, no matter how great they've been. They might be susceptible to giving up a run or two today, but how many are they really going to give up that's going to know? Maybe Thomas is saying the Dodgers are going to win this game again 9-0. And that, I guess that is quite possible. But at least with Sean Manaea, it feels like they should have started Sean Manaea, I believe yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, right? And at least they got that part of it right today. And hopefully Manaea, who will be able to maybe deal here a little bit. It's not a great matchup, but it never is for any left-hander. It feels like going up against the Dodgers with Otani. Even with Freddie, he's got the reverse, the reverse splits for these guys here a little bit. It feels like. So that's just it. In fact, Manaea is almost better to right-handers, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it's just the eye test on that. I haven't checked it in a while. But all right, see what else we got here from you guys. Got any more plays here? Hello to Chosen One. And you guys, good discussion in there a little bit, or just some comments about the concussion, right? I mean, how many of them are, there is an NFL designated. I believe there is an NFL designated, like an official. There is like a doctor official that makes a call on that, and but they're in consultation with, I believe, of course, the team doctors are going to be in there checking on their guy. So, but I believe that it is an order that comes down, and it could be something where, like, you compare it to some of the quarterbacks, right? Who can we compare it to? Who had the young quarterback that had the concussions? Um, just this, maybe it was on Thursday night. What was going on? But it might be just a matter of confidence, right? You ask a guy, "Hey, are you all right?" And if the response is something like, "Oh, I'm hurt," boy, that was a shot. All right. But if you got a guy like Josh Allen, like, "I'm ready to go. I'm fine. I'm dry," like, it's kind of hard to argue with the guy. No, there might be no subtlety in telling you. Jermaine says, "Ramon, just be patient." Pardon me. M looks Dodgers an over. Anybody else? Let's see here. That might be it on baseball. Justin still might go over here. I just have a hard time. I know the Dodgers. Look, they're crushing it right now. They're unbelievable. I'm reading the concussion comments in the chat. Really good conversation here, and but I do need to keep going with this ball game. So, all right, AOD, thank you for being here today as well. M Look says it'll be 6-3. That's an over, and the Mets will get 3 runs. All right. And Andrew says this is it. You don't win this one. I don't know. They're on the road. They're supposed to lose. They're underdogs to lose. I think the Mets. I'm hoping for a series. So, look, you still get to go home. The Dodgers have the home field edge. Yes, you'd like to wrestle it back if you can, but this is a championship series. We're 1 game in. You have to win 7. We know that. All right. And I think that's it. You guys are having a good conversation in there about that. I've made my play. I am sticking with the under, of course. I don't know if it's about the Mets. It's about the Dodgers shutting out all these teams for games and games and games, and the Mets just blew it yesterday, and that's why it all unraveled. They have Manaea here today. He should be much better. We know his numbers have been pretty decent for sure here right now. He's been unbelievable this season. He's been, really solid. Manaea has. I think we know that. We talk about it every day. All right. Thanks, gang. Here we go. Let's move on to the American League. And yeah, I don't know. I think I will agree to a certain extent now with Jerry's comment here about the Mets being the value side, because we've seen this one as low as $1.37 or so, and now we're looking at $1. I have $1.50 on screen, and I don't think I see that anywhere. I mean, I think it's mostly $1.42 is the highest, $1.45 here. So I would say that the value is with the Mets certainly here. All right. And R. Tomp says I'm saying I knew I'd be on the under maybe. Hey, Morgan Spooner, great to have Morgan stopping by here with the plays there, and talk about NFL coach at 4-3, 4-3 straight up. So a negligible result there certainly, and hey, maybe it was a premature firing, right? I mean, the Jets got issues, man. That you think you're going to fix it with an Aaron Rodgers and some other talent, but there's a reason why the Jets have been lingering like this for years, it feels like. Steam play right now, LSU, Arkansas under 57.5 right now here in this weekend's game. So just seeing a little bit of college football here right now and want to pass that along to you. There will be more. Let's go to the American League now tonight with the Guardians taking on the Yankees, and Alex Cobb here for the Guardians, and Carlos Rodon for the Yankees in this one. And well, uh, look, I talked about Cobb a little bit in his last start. I hope I didn't say too many bad things about him, because I think I don't mind Cobb here coming into this one. Look, he's the one with the 3.26 ERA so far. He's just 4 starts here with the Guardians. I get that, but he's pitched pretty well with a 1.08 whip. His numbers definitely better than Carlos Rodon with a 4.13 ERA for the veteran. The Yankees did go 19-14 with Rodon on the mound. So, certainly there. I don't know. I think the Cobb matchup is okay. Now it's never going to be okay when you're facing this Yankees lineup. I get that, but I don't think he has dominant splits necessarily against a guy like Alex Cobb up and down this lineup. In fact, I like the matchup for some of the Cleveland bats here against Rodon, of course, like Fry, who's been playing well, and of course Ramirez and Lane Thomas, the new hero in Cleveland. So this price is too high for a playoff game here at this point. And there's a big Yankee tax in there right now. So I got to go with the Guardians on a price play here for sure at plus $1.40 in this one. I mean, you got two of the best teams here in the league. They were separated by 2 games in the regular season, and you want to make someone $1.60 favorite? Just doesn't fly with me. So I've got to take the Guardians here on this price. Sure. Look, I can't debate really the tough matchup that Cobb is going to be up against, but I think Cleveland's bats in this game are going to be in for a little bit of success against Carlos Rodon, especially those bulk 3 guys, the 2, 3, 4 guys in there. I feel like are going to be the keys to the game for the Guardians here today and their offense. I'm willing to take $1.40, $1.38. Let me look at the latest price, but I'm sure that's what we're looking at. $1.46 at Circa, $1.37 at Bovada, which I don't know, kind of makes me feel like maybe this is a public underdog here a little bit. But come on, nobody's ever going to be fading the New York Yankees in the public. They'll just check the box here tonight. Hopefully with the Yankees, I want to take $1.40 in a playoff game. No doubt about it. No cap. That's the new. To me, that's what no cap means. I'm saying, what? $1.60? Forget it. I don't care if these guys are 0 for 10, each and every one of them in the BVP. All right. Doge says, Rodon let me down. Over the years, it feels like too many times over the years, Doge. All right, let's see Jerry here. He's got over full game. He's got Yankees team total over. He's got Guardians team total over. He's got all the overs here. Thomas is on Cleveland money line, of course. That's his team. And I came here saying, you know what? I'm going to be with Thomas's team today here with the Guardians as my play here on the show. I couldn't wait to get on here and say I like the Guardians today. But Thomas knows I've been against the Guardians, times as well today. I just feel like this is a price. This is a good price. Our Thompson's on Cleveland. And Fernando likes the under in this one. It looks like he says 7.5 here. I don't know if he's angling it down or maybe I'm a little stale there. Let me fix. I said I need to reset my lines. Let me go to the banners here and put that 8 up, that 7.5. Oh no, I got 7.5. There we go. I had 8 on my sheet here from last night, so let me update that. I didn't think it was ever going to be too solid on the 8. It did open 8 at South Point, 8 under 20 at Bet Online, but there were a lot of 7.5 openers as well. Thank you for your comments, everybody. Jermaine says Cobb get rocked here against this Yankees lineup. And Tariq likes the over in this one. And I don't even know what that means, Justin, but now I've made it up. No cap. That means when I didn't. I'm not saying I'm not. You'd think I didn't handicap with yesterday's results, but more so, just again, I've just got two championship ball clubs here. Just have you playing in the American League Championship Series. You would think, right, man for man, the Yankees were 2 games better than the Guardians. Not 5 or 10 games better. I would think if you just took Team A, if you called it Team A and Team B, and then maybe you didn't have the names, Judge on the back of the jerseys a little bit, or Soto and those guys, it should be $1.25, like just a standard game, maybe $1.30, right? Are the Yankees really? Are the Guardians aren't some surprise arrival here? They right? Maybe just a tiny bit, but remember, here's the other thing, and yeah, look, you got to take it game by game in the postseason, but I have talked about all my futures bets all season. I'm only left with one right now. And you know what that one is? It's that team right there, the Guardians. Whoop, I have the Guardians. Thomas knows. Thomas was with me. Maybe some of you as well were there. I think we've seen some names here for well over 7 months at this point. Some of you have been around me already for a couple years, it feels like, back to the other channel. But Thomas was there when I said I probably was not even 7 to 10 days into the season. I said, I'm placing a bet on Cleveland to win the World Series at 40-1. So, well, there we are. Or was it, or 22? Now I don't want to quote it wrong. 40-1 was my Kansas City. I think, what did I say? 22-1 for Cleveland to win the World Series. So, all right. I want to peek at it again, make sure I got it exactly right. And see here. There's my Philadelphia play. Why don't they just take it 40-1? You're right, Tom. 40-1. 40-1. All right. There. So we got 2 on it. You know what that means. So we got a little something. And look, I'm not, there'll be some situations here where I'll be getting involved with a little bit of Yankees. This is too much money to pass up to try, but we're going to start, slow here a little bit in the American League Championship Series and just see how it goes. Ride it out. I'm not willing to edge anyway with $1.60. But you give me a Guardians lead, and I'll start to plunk a few dollars down on the Yankees here and there. We're definitely going to make some money here with the Guardians. We're in position at this point. Okay, appreciate that. And that's it for baseball. You guys have all your picks in. Ray gave out the over here in the night game. All right. Them looks as they'll get to Rodon. I think that's what it does mean, Patrick, but I've just changed it. No cap means I don't even need to cap this game. I already know enough in my head. I already know enough in my big old head. Maybe that was my problem last week. Marcus doesn't like it. He says, that's a trash look right there. The Yankees going to crush, and you should lay whatever price they offer. Just load up on the Yankees here tonight. All right. That's it for Major League Baseball. Let's turn to those day games in the National Hockey League here. I had the review of my NFL coverage and trying to give out my winners. Hey, great job, Team Steam Consensus, with the Detroit Lions yesterday. No doubt about it. We had the winner there. You guys had the winner there. I went against you. You guys put me down big time in that one yesterday. That was a trash cap, is what that was. Hard for me to find the winners on the card yesterday in the NFL. We did have that early one. Okay. Let's take a look now here at the NHL. I'm ready to go, hopefully, on the NHL. We did have a pretty good day here on the show, right? Maybe this is what you're waiting for, because we went 4-0 with the picks here on the show. Couldn't follow up with the premiums again. We did have the Golden Knights for our only winner yesterday, but I took it on the chin there as well with the premiums, but we did have a clean sweep of the plays here on the show. Maybe we should have put those in as the premiums. Obviously, I try to gauge this like my best plays are the ones that you don't have to buy my picks, but I try to make those my best plays. We were 4-0 yesterday. We had the Jets, we had the Stars puck line, we had the under in the Flames and the Oilers, and the Oilers are starting slow again, aren't they? And we also had the under in the Ducks and the Knights. So let's roll a 6-0 tonight. Keep the rolling going here today in the NHL. I knew I'd find something. If you pick a billion games, you're going to be hot somewhere. I'm going to start rolling a ticker across the screen. Ramon 4-0 yesterday. selective results. But really, maybe just to accentuate where I'm hot, right? That's what you do. That's where you do. You get hot.
Final.
All right. And tennis action today. I just laid off the first rounds in Stockholm, in Japan here a little bit. And with the long weekend was getting a little bit, maybe even I did get a little bit tired. So I'm feeling you get a little more tired when you have a few losers. Okay, Kings and Senators. Where are you? There you go. All right, we got 3 games at 1:00 Eastern and 10 Pacific here today with the action. So let's take a look in Canada for Thanksgiving. Here, the Kings and the Senators here in this one with Los Angeles. Coming in, Ottawa is always giving the Kings a little bit of a hard time, actually. This is a little bit of a sore spot for the Kings here. The Kings have won some of those. Let me shout out a Steam play here real quick. College football. There it is. Arkansas State and Southern Miss game total over 53 this weekend. Right now, we're seeing a move here. Keep you just abreast on these. You can check these out and look at the screen and maybe even get on it here. That one goes off. That's game 417, 418. Arkansas State, Southern Miss game total over 53. All right, so coming into this one, you do have, like I said, Ottawa. They're definitely pretty good at least covering the puck line in their games against the Senators here. I don't know if this one they can get at $1.25, but I think I'm going to like the Senators here over my Kings today. I'm going to look to take Ottawa minus $1.25, maybe $1.30 here. Let's see where we're at. Oh, it's actually gone down. That's what I call value here. $1.17, $1.18 at some of the sharp shops. It feels like here right now. Let's see if you guys have a play in this one. I'm going to take Ottawa here. Mark my play as complete. Let's see what you got on some NHL. I'm on a roll in NHL, at least here on the show. Trying to find some winners. Maybe I should shift these to the premiums. Here's Lando. He's got the Senators in this one. Hello to Lewis. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you, Lewis. And appreciate you joining me for some picks. We're going to turn around here in this one. And Doge says, hey, take the Senators at home here on the holiday. Robert McCormick says, I've got Ottawa in this one. Senators here for Jermaine. This feels like a hockey consensus play here. We don't have many of those. Thomas usually tunes out a little bit, but we might have one here. Look at this. How about Pinto anytime goal here for Orlando? And let's see. Jermaine says, "Didn't I fade the Kings? No, we went with the Kings, right? Oh, I'm trying to remember that game, Jermaine. You might remember better than I did. They got right behind me in my book. I put all my sheets right here in a little book to refer to them if I need to. A little bit of old school capping. All right." And checking out the goalie computer here. Look, we got early games. Let me check this out. We may actually have the goalie information here, it feels like. With it being early here, I'm sure we've had the early skates already with some of these games. But no, it looks like we're not confirmed up just yet with Kemper and Olmark. But thank you, and thank you to Keith of Team Sports Money here today. And we got a holiday here, so it's going to be a fun day of action here. A little bit of nice, pleasant day of early action, and can't wait to see what Keith has in store here for things like the Breeders' Cup and all that. We're trying to work on, and I know Mikey is interested in horse racing coverage of some kind here on Sports Money. We can envision something. Maybe Keith and I can get together and do just the biggest races. How about that, Keith? We'll go on the weekend and come on and just do the biggest, and I'm not just talking Triple Crown, right? And Breeders' Cup, that's for the guys, they know how to do a long form show. You'll be part of that, or have your own show that you have. I know you have great coverage of your horse racing with your crew, with your horse racing crew. Feels like we're your sports crew, and you got your horse racing crew. You're doing a great job, brother. I'm so glad you got involved in all the communities. You're actually one of the hot rising guys in this, if you know what I mean. All right. Chosen one going to lean under here. I've seen handicappers actually giving out the under so far today, and might be right behind. I'm not sure. I do have some premiums here on the hockey, so check it out. And hockey going to get us right here, hopefully today. But I am laying some chalk. Hopefully that's okay there. But hey, coming off the 4-0 day with some puck lines, why not? All right, let's take a look next to the Florida Panthers here. Oh, did I mention that there was some college football steam just moments ago? SMU and Stanford here. We're seeing this one move under quickly here, 57. It has been as high as I was monitoring it yesterday, 58.5 on most of the openers. And now we're looking at this thing a couple of points down already. SMU and Stanford game total moving under here at 56.5. Okay, maybe even lower than that. All right, let's go here with the Panthers in this one, taking on the Bruins. And we do have, it looks like Bobrovsky maybe against Swayman, unconfirmed yet, but the Bruins here will be favored at $1.25, maybe even up here to $1.35. I'm showing handicappers are relatively split in this one here today. I've already seen some pro cappers chime in with some paid picks. I was checking out some of those. Ramon, where do you get all? I just had go on those some of those Telegram channels, and they have all the hottest capper. I guess are the hottest cappers. I know who they are, and I don't know. Someone's buying the picks and putting them in there for free. Hope you guys don't do that to me, but if you did, that means I made it. So I don't think we're going to see them in there anytime soon. Anyways, I'm going to take the Bruins, I feel like, here with this, even at this rising cost. Florida's done well against the Bruins. They've won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. 4 of the last 5 meetings here in Boston have gone under between these two clubs. And I got to take the Bruins right now today as a favorite here in this day game. Bruins do come in 2-1 right now. Panthers just 1-2 so far. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Bruins as my play. Let me see if you guys got anything here with my 2 modest little favorites here today. And Doe says you got a little revenge spot here for the Bruins in this one. The game was 6-4 was the first game of the season. Now had to click on it over here a little bit to remind me of that. Thank you, Doge. Lando with the Bruins here. A little bit of Bruins for our Toms. Doge says that's his team is the Bruins. So, all right. I did, Jerry. That was a little bit outrageous. In fact, Thanks for mentioning that. That was so interesting, that Utah State. I did notice that, and then I marked it because there was a move there, actually, right? I think it actually did it go down to 75 or did it go from 75 to 78 there? Oh, yes. Okay. So um, I didn't look at it. I know there was a 71 and a half. Could you imagine this thing is already crazy like that in that Utah State game? I only looked at the games last night about 10 hours ago. Were there that many awesome moves going on? I'm going to be busy today. Drozen one is on the Bruins, and Thomas says our number one, or our number two consensus play here is on. What was the number one, Thomas? Okay, it's the Bruins. I thought it was going to be Ottawa there, but it is the Bruins. All right. Was it the wasn't the Guardians, was it? Was it the Dodgers? Was it the Jets? All right. Appreciate it, gang. Let's take a look at Twisted's card here. Mets on the run line, over 8.5. Got the Mets going to finally get some runs, says Twisted, and that 33 inning scoreless streak. Guardians on the run line and under on the total. Thank you, Twisted. Great to have you here on a Monday. And and Patrick, and happy Thanksgiving to Patrick in Ottawa. Ottawa. Is it rude when people try to say Ottawa like they're supposed to say it? Was that the consensus, Thomas, on Cleveland? I didn't know we were going against the Yankees on a consensus. I thought there were. Okay. Anyways, that's it for that one. We got one more matinee here today with Hockey Club taking on the Devils in this one. You got pretty big price here at $1.65. I've already seen handicappers giving out the $1.80, $1.90, or let's see, $1.61, $1.70, $1.68. So maybe I jumped the gun a little bit there with $1.80. It's definitely lower than that. I feel like that's what I gotta adjust. Can't let that one slide. $1.65, 6.5 over 20 here. And no confirmation yet of these goaltenders either here today with Connor Ingram, it feels like, going up against Markstrom here. Look, Utah's got a pretty good hockey team, it feels like, at this point. Feels like they might have some, better offense for whatever reason than they did in Arizona. That's what it feels like to me at this point. I know that so far. I mean, let me dial it up here. Make sure I don't want to be wrong here on this. So, okay, as part of Utah's 3-0 start, does matter that they have given up nearly 4 goals a game, but when you're averaging over 5 goals a game so far, that's good news. It feels like for this Utah team, no matter how you look at it, at 3-0, whatever the momentum, hockey's a momentum game, man, and the Utah Hockey Club has it all right now. Not crowning them anything at this point, just crowning them as an improved franchise over whatever was going on there in Arizona. When you get a better situation, you're going to play more to your potential. That's what it feels like is happening here right now with Utah Hockey Club. Feels like I want to join the party a little bit, but I'll go over here. This big number, 6.5 over 20. It's not going to get much higher than this. It feels like at the start of the season, but Hockey Club's doing it one way here, certainly. And the Devils, they're doing it kind of in the Devils way, but they are averaging 3.5 goals a game so far. It's pretty good for the Devils. This is a great game, man. They're coming in 3-1 here right now. 3-1 on the puck line, and I think that's where I'm going to be going here is over. We've seen Utah totally going over here so far. No doubt about it. 3 games, 3 overs. Now the Devils have gone under in 3 of 4, but I would think if anything of Hockey Club, well, I like saying that. Uh, if Utah falls in a little bit of trouble, I'm sure it'll be on the defensive end, and they'll end up here. If they lose, maybe it will be in the 4-3 range here today. Got to give them a big chance to keep on playing well right now. Hockey club. All right. Let's get your guys' picks here, maybe in this one. Cheer me up after I got handed it to me there in the afternoon games yesterday. All right. Utah Hockey Club until the wheels fall off. And Jermaine, Ottawa. But I needed it from Patrick. Is it insulting when some random American lived next to the Mexican border his whole life says Ottawa? Our Tom's here on Utah. Jermaine says, give me the Devils on the puck line here in this one. Jerry's a little bit behind us there. It looks like, thank you, Jerry. Appreciate you very much. All right. Jermaine says, when he watches them, he still sees the Coyotes out there. But look at, we talked about the story with Doan. We talked about the story with Shane Doan, right? But hey, Doan is looking really good right now for Utah. He's been probably the beneficiary, it feels like, of this newfound momentum. Utah's been on fire. So, all right. And Jermaine, yeah, I'm on the over. Jermaine, they look good, but, are they really going to slow teams down, especially a team right now like the Devils? It's looking pretty decent here. And like I said, Devils are doing it a little bit of a different way for sure. With their defense, they're allowing just 2.3 goals per game, but I think they probably could score against Utah here. But that price is pretty high for going up against a $1.65 team. Ottawa, Iowa. I think that is right. Or is it Ohio? Yeah, because that would be. Well, I think in general, I just like saying it because I'm that guy that likes to be. That corny guy that likes to say everything differently. Hey, look at me guy. That's me. So otherwise, I just say Ottawa. I guess a lot of times I do say Ottawa when you're trying to be cute. All right, here we go. Let's go to the night games now. I'm on the over here in this one. All right. Red Wings here taking on the Rangers, and pretty big price here on the Rangers. I do like them here today. I'll have to recommend them on the puck line, but don't feel totally comfortable in it. That's why I've made it a free play here on the show. Hopefully we'll keep rolling these free plays. I do like the Rangers side. So if you want to get involved with the Rangers -1, I guess that's okay too. Maybe you like the Red Wings. I'm just saying I'm not going to complain too much about a price. Yeah, sometimes the price play, like I said, in that baseball game, that's just one thing. But here we are, regular season hockey. Look, Red Wings had a great, they're definitely an improved club over these last couple of seasons right now. Rangers always full of expectations, certainly. And I would think here, look, this series has gone under in 9 of the last 11 meetings here in Madison Square Garden, but the steam came in on the over as we were here on the show just a little while ago. So what are you guys going to do here taking Detroit and the Rangers? Can you get involved with the total right now? The Rangers are averaging 5.5 goals a game in their first 2 games thus far. They are just a 1-0-1 here. Red Wings come in with a 1-1 record at this point. They've scored 6 goals. They've allowed 6 goals. I'm going to take the Rangers here on the puck line to get this cover here. Maybe it'll be -1. I do like the Rangers here to win. And let's see if you guys pick this one at all. Rangers in regulation. That'll certainly reduce the price there. And I'm considering changing up a little bit in my premium picks there. I might start giving you variations of plays as premiums, but nothing that you can't have the bigger limits on, like the first period -0.5 here for Orlando. All right, Thomas is ready. He's talking about some college football there. And left out. I don't see the words Oregon in that sentence, Thomas. And I know the West, it's not looking great. I tried to talk up the West. It's really UCLA and USC letting us down, letting the West Coast down as usual. All right, Jermaine says, how about team total over? That way I can kind of avoid what's going on. Maybe I can take that. All right, I'm taking the Rangers here on the puck line. Penguins taking on the Canadians here in this one. The Penguins come in 1-2. The Canadians come in 2-1. And hey, come on. I think my Canadians can be improved here. I already see cappers kind of coming in here on the Canadians today, and I'm going to be on them too at plus money with Montembeault in the goal for Montreal. I think that's what we're expecting here against Tristan Yari. So I want Montreal in this one right now. Montreal's been doing a pretty good job against Pittsburgh, hanging in there, keeping it close. They've covered some puck lines in this series here of late. Montreal has gone 5-1 on the puck line, but I'm taking them straight up here as a little bit of a home dog in this one. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over in the Pittsburgh Montreal series. Montreal has gone under in 2 of their 3 games so far this season, but I'm taking the Habs tonight to go to 3-1. Give me my Montreal Canadiens on Thanksgiving night here. But do we have Thanksgiving in Canada? We usually eat on Sunday night. So is that correct, my Canadian friends? All right. Robert's with me on Montreal here. Thomas says, welcome to the Big Ten anyway. Yeah, Thomas, but Oregon won the big game over the Buckeyes. What a game that was. That late night Saturday card, I'm going to blame that for my woes yesterday. All right. Now here's the Habs for Doge. M Looks has a little parlay. Here, Lando says, Habaton. And Patrick, a little bit naughty. All right. And yeah, no doubt, Pat, not going to dump on Ohio State there. Certainly. I'm a Buckeye. I'm a longtime Buckeyes fan, Thomas, and I have Buckeyes gear like probably as much as any team, it feels like, in my gear collection. Right up there with Nebraska. I think I'm more Ohio State and Nebraska, it feels like, than any other, with a few hats, T-shirts, and that's. I saw Ohio State play in the Rose Bowl, in the actual Rose Bowl game. I loved that. That was a great game. Remember that one with Joe Germain was up against Jake Plummer, and it came down. There were 2 pass interference calls on the last drive of the game. Great game, though. All right, I'm on the Habs here. I'm stalling because we only got 1 game left here. We got some NBA basketball to look at. We'll try to roll some winners. We had mixed results yesterday. Preseason's tough, but I'm still giving out some VIP selections. I'm trying to read the beat reports every day because, that's how you keep up on some of the NBA stuff. Okay, Islanders and Avalanche here in this one with Gurdjieff going up against Sorokin. Well, the Avs, as promised, they haven't looked too good here. Feels like they need this one. Now, the price is awful. Is it really $1? No, it's got to be less than that. So let me clean that up for sure. Dollar, I guess we can call it $1.60 maybe here. But look, the Avalanche has not looked good. They've got plenty of issues here right now, especially defensively. But I think in a higher scoring game, this one against, the Islanders, they've only scored 2 goals in their 2 games thus far. I'm just going to go with the Avalanche here on the money line. I don't like this one as a premium at all, but I got to think that this is a game that the Avalanche right now can win. the Isles on the road. They're not scoring well at all. The Avalanche have problems for sure, but I've already seen nearly a dozen handicappers give this one out and sell it as paid. So here we are on the morning steam. There's a free pick. The Avalanche. I'm taking the Avalanche here. I'm not going to sell it like I've seen a dozen guys doing so far. I get it. $1.60, maybe if they get an easy win. At least that's what differentiates me. I don't care if I had a bad day. Probably not going to. Sometimes I will. If I thought the price was supposed to be $2 and it was $1.60, I might be interested in selling that pick. But I don't even think the Avalanche should be $1.60. I just think it's probably a good spot for them to win. I'm going to have to take the Avs here, despite their obvious problems here right now. All right. Let's see. Maybe Lando's going under here in this one. I think Twisted likes the under in the Panthers and the Bruins today. Doge likes the under here in this one. Avs have gone over in both so far. And let's see Jermaine on the over maybe here. Hello to Kong's Clips, one of the hottest, fastest rising stars in all of YouTube capping. But it's not like Kong's Clips just showed up on the scene. I mean, right, Kong? I mean, been around these parts, the chat parts for years, it seems like. Kong's Clips. And with me, too, with all due respect, Kong's Clips. Probably a better capper than I am, for sure. But someone, I'll say he's been following me because I've been on the air. That's just all it is. I mean, I'm following Kong, but Kong's been with it. It feels like a day. Kong feels like a day oneer. Kong feels like a day oneer back on that other channel a little bit and other places. All right, Roberts likes the Avs here, -1. And Udaya says, yeah, Udaya. You know, I try to make sure, but with 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours on some of the premium card. The NHL is going to come out early, obviously. Thank you for your support and subscription. And I know it's not, an expensive subscription, and that's the point of it here. But, hey, look, they always say, if you're so good, why don't you just handicap by yourself and don't have any friends or don't do any YouTube shows and just sit there by yourself in your satellite studios and let your just have no friends and no. If it wasn't for you guys, having a chat and having a show has made the biggest difference in my 55. Now I'm an attention whore. I mean, I've been a media guy. I've been trying, I do like other types of shows. We saw Dave in the chat. Dave, the chat guy in the chat, Dave Dickens. You guys see him on there with a great engagement. We do 2 shows a week covering high school sports from in our community that we've lived in our whole lives. So, I try to follow it all. And this type of coverage, though, has been the most refreshing thing. I think this is going to put another 15 years. I'm going to be here when I'm 90, and I'm going to do this. And I'm going to, by then I might be a legend. All right, Twisted's got some picks as well. And, Udaya, don't worry, baby. We got a lot of picks. I like to deal a big card, and hopefully we didn't bury anybody too bad. But we, had an okay Saturday. It was mixed. I think we're done with the show. Hello to Gravy Bets. I love that, Gravy Bets. Thank you for stopping by. First time. It's awesome. I thought I've seen you around some other shows, though. Nice to have you, Gravy Bets. One of the, I don't know where Gravy Bets. Let me see what Gravy Bets avatar is there. Let's get this. The thing's covering it up. Let's get this brew. Well, I don't know. Can't quite read it. But when I think of I think of the old, was it Saturday Night Live had the old gravy drinking skit? Joe, that's why you know what? The joke's on you guys. That's why I attract all you old timers with me here a little bit. Let's get some young people in the board. we're done. I'm just yapping at this point. I'm on the Avalanche. Oh, I'm sorry, NBA. I've got some picks here, I believe. I don't know if I do, actually. We're going to have it. The NBA card will go out to the free package here, I think, today on Winnable. All right, we do got the plays here. So let's see. This is no cap when we're talking NBA. These are situational preseason plays coming in. And this one seems crazy, but take the over here with the Grizzlies and the Pacers. I probably wouldn't want to give it out, but everything indicates that this game is going to probably be one of those preseason. Could be 240 points. It feels like here the way it's being talked about as these two teams prepare for this preseason game here. You got a 6-point favorite with the Pacers. The total's actually up to about 235.5. I've got the over as my play here on the morning steam. You guys might not have much on these. But hey, we had some winners yesterday with the preseason. We had Portland here on the show. We also had Portland under with a VIP pick on that free pick. We also had the Phoenix Suns. VIP picks were mixed over the weekend for sure in the NBA, but had a couple of winners. Yeah, they were 2 and 3 though on the show. Wizards and Nets here with the Nets favorite. I got to check these lines for sure on this. The Nets here at 2.5, and the total's up to 221.5. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here. That's what I like as well, but you're going to be up to probably 221.5 here at this point. Washington and Brooklyn here, game to go over. How about Boston last night? They were drubbing Toronto, and they actually only ended up winning by 4. They were up like 35, 40 points again. It felt like just like they were on Saturday night, but they ended up, they still got the win and the cover. We were on Toronto. We flopped big time on that game, but just to note, Boston playing out of their mind right now. Like the regular season is the NBA, like preseason is the NBA finals, it feels like. All right, here's an under that I have in the Sixers and, where's it at? Sixers and the Hawks. We're going under here at 229.5 here. All these feel like totals today, right now in these first 3 games here in this preseason card. All right, we're just running them down though. Let's see. Okay, the Brewers were, no, not the Brewers. Senators and Bruins. That's what he meant to say. Those were the consensus plays. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Everybody was on the Senators. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for making it through the hockey card, too, and make sure we get our consensus plays there. Twisted like the Rangers to go over. That steam came in on the over in that game. A couple more basketball games here. I'm just checking out the markets. Make sure it agrees with my play here. And I do have the Bucks here to win this one. I think they're favored now by 7 today here against the Bulls. Totals 225 or so. I'm taking the Bucks minus 7 points. How can you pick preseason again? These are the money line dice games, it feels like. Twisted, thank you for your other plays there as well. All right. And a little Columbus Day. Don't forget, right? There's a little bit more to it, but I guess we canceled Columbus kind of in this, canceled them a little bit. Hard to argue his contributions to nautical navigation. All right. Here, look, there are reasons why people are getting canceled, right? We can't do anything about the past. We can only look to our future. And if we just start dwelling, we just stop dwelling about the mistakes of the past, then we can focus on being fair and right to each other in the future. Nothing we can do. Okay. All right. Here we go and take a look now. Our final game here, Mavericks and the Clips tonight. And let's see here. I've got in this one another over here with Dallas and the Clippers at 217.5. Whoa, it's going up. All right. That's going to do it for the morning steam here. Hopefully you got a bunch of plays from me. Check me out over at Winnable. I'm going to have some premiums. Hopefully we're going to get back to business here this week. And you can subscribe to my plays over at Winnable by going to www.winnable.com. Oh, Twisted, thank you. Want to get that in there too. Oh, God, let me come back to that. Check me out there over at Winnable today. Get some premium picks, and yeah, I'll have some Canadian Football League. Maybe I'll just save my CFL since you had a great play in there. We'll come back to that right away. Shouldn't ignore the most important of all the Canadian traditions here is the Thanksgiving Day game in the CFL. Montreal up to a 5.5 point favorite. And hey, we did give out a winner on Saturday there. With the Rough Riders, I believe it was, over on Winnable. So check me out over there. There's a free subscription with free plays. Yeah, I got a paywall. Try to get you some winners there as well. But this is supporting me here on the show. That's how I do it. You got lots of people on lots of channels giving you free winners. So no problem. You don't want to get involved with it. But I got plays coming to you. They come on their shows. It's great. I get that. Maybe they've got X accounts, whatever. I send the plays directly to your device. You can turn on the notifications and get more plays from me all day and every day, including overnight tennis and other sports, as well as I'm handicapping, and I take a few moments. Yeah, sometimes just a few moments to check out the action. Tennis would take more than a few moments, but certainly like to watch in the middle of the night some of those other sports. Like Chinese basketball is heating up. All right. Thanks a lot, you guys, for joining me here on the morning steam. So where's that comment on the CFL game? Let's get that one in there because Twisted's loading us up with some plays. So thank you. It might have already left, but look at this. It's got Ottawa here today. I'll leave that up there. I'm not going to go against it or endorse it here at this point, but thank you, Twisted, for your play there on Ottawa. Why not take the Canadian team at home? That was just talking nonsense. I did want to take a look maybe at some of the players in today's game here on our early start with Ottawa. So, okay, Ottawa's thin though. Gosh, Ottawa's thin roster here at this point. They got great starters and great talent. They really are short on that roster today. Montreal not in terrible position here. These defenses might struggle a little bit, although Masoli against Montreal, I'll leave it at that. Twisted's got a play up there. I don't want to. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Have a great day. We'll catch you tomorrow here on the morning steam. Twisted, I love this, man, giving me all these plays. Let me take a screenshot of that here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I want to see all of his plays, and I'm trying to write those down. So appreciate that, Twisted. Not only did I give you a play, Twisted gave you the other play. So maybe if we disagree, you could just throw that one out and go with the side or the total. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, no, David, Justin, he was in the chat last night, stacking cream, if you know what I mean. Pretty sure about that. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everyone in the chat today. Curtis says, I did not take the red blacks, Curtis, there. Thanks, everybody. Please check me out on Winnable. I'll probably have a totals play maybe in the CFL today. And just appreciate everyone for sticking with me here. We're going to have a big week of action. We're getting close to the start of the NBA season as well. It's sports betting season. No better place to get your information than right here on the Sports Money Network. And start your day with me here on the Morning Steam, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. And don't forget, at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern, Mikey Money, pre-gaming. Going to have all the action tonight with the Cleveland Yankees game, certainly Monday Night Football, and the 3 late games in hockey. Let Mikey Money get you ready for the primetime action here on the Sports Money Network. And we're ramping up more coverage here for sure with our crew. So don't forget to check the community tab here on YouTube for more plays, and join me over at Winnable. I get off the air here. I come join you for an hour or two every day, but the winning never hopefully the winning never stops. Here, follow me at Winnable for more plays all day long from me over at Winnable. Okay, click the QR code in the upper right hand corner to get more from Ramon. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow here on the Morning Steam for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.